Tell me you're angry without saying the word angry.
Labour.
Disappointed.
I'll just say Labour.
Labour.
I am angry and disappointed. This Labour are a pile of dicks.
Fuck you, we're taking the fruits of your labour.
Yeah.
And you can just be trampled on beneath, because we have to appeal to the angry right wing now.
Well, yeah, because, you got to get those red wall voters, don't you? You can't fucking...
Yeah.
You can't actually have, real things that might do anything, against the common... What fucking farting noises? I'm going to put this pillow the Conservatives have run us into the ground. We best copy and paste all their fucking policies.
We better continue on at this level.
Yeah. It's the only correct way to go.
We couldn't possibly go up. Never. Let's raise everyone's living standards.
Yeah, unless you're a third...
have done.
Yeah, unless you're a third child, then go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. They can go hungry.
Yeah. Who cares about the third child?
They should have come first if they wanted dinner on the table.
Hey, I suppose it's the one time the middle child gets some attention.
But how many people are just going to be telling their children the direct buyer's remorse that they have for them?
I mean, they do that anyway.
Yeah, true.
You were a mistake.
You were planned. You, not so much.
Not so much.
Huh. I mean, you were planned, but then they got rid of this thing that would have helped us, keep you. Off to the orphanage with you.
By the way, hello everyone.
Good evening.
We might have noticed we're talking about Labour. It's a shit.
Yeah, they are abysmal now. I'd say Tory light, but it's more like Tory medium.
Yeah, because Tories aren't even Tory medium anymore.
No, Tories are extreme.
Fascism.
Yeah.
We will bring back the Third Reich. The Germans ruined it for the rest of us. You know what I mean? That's what they said at that Nazi convention.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
yeah, they
Nazi convention.
Yeah, National C.
Yeah, National Conservative, not Nazi. Ha 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 ha! Oh, we're all doomed.
It still baffles me and beggars belief that was actually a thing that was said. They just ruined it for the rest of us.
No. But so fucking other people have said that in America. It's an American group anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my god, but fucking Labour have just gone off the fucking rails onto a different track, I suppose, entirely. Right wing.
Well, I mean, it's not new. Blair started it. Yeah. Nobody ever thought it weird that the head of this new Labour movement, the new Labour, would get along with fucking fundamentalist, fucking right-wing George W. Bush. You know what I mean? Nobody went, that's a bit weird. And then,
2 peas in a pod.
Yeah, then Jeremy Corbyn took over and they went, hey, you can't have socialism in that Labour. You got Labour in my socialism. You got socialism in my Labour.
And so we best try and out this person that's really popular.
Yeah, and get rid of all of his allies.
Yeah. And then it didn't work the first time, and everyone went, no, we're doubling down on Corbyn, we like him. And Labour went, well, we're doubling down on fucking him off.
Yeah, because he doesn't like the Jews, because he supports Palestine.
I mean...
those Jews that just revoked the ability for the Supreme Court to adjudicate the government? In a all-to-0 vote? Where they were blasting protesters outside with water cannons and all sorts.
Yeah. Funsies?
Well,
Funsies.
It's the fun of the right wing being on its last legs in a lot of places, and they get really bad because, well, if we just keep on going to the right, people will eventually fucking, vote for us.
Yeah, if we go more that way, they'll follow us more this way.
Yeah.
And then we can have what we want over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's come on, no, fight back. You're the left wing. Stay left.
I sometimes wonder about if that's the beginning of fucking what's it called?
Is it a film I've not watched? Idiocracy?
No. I mean the I completely stumbled on my word and forgot what I was going to say. No, I meant they go, when you get older, you change. So the Labour Party is getting into its older years and going, well, the old adage, if you're young and you're not liberal, you don't have a heart, and if you're old and you're not a conservative, you don't have a brain, and Labour's fallen into that trap.
It dived in, really, more than a fall.
Yeah. So let's get some more left-wing parties in instead of pretending that the right ever does anything correct, because the downward slide that the entirety of Western civilization's been on for the past 50 years seems pretty serious to me, don't you think?
Alarming, one might say. Concerning, definitely.
Anyway, shall we speak of more fun things? Like YouTube is a son of a bitch that supports COVID conspiracies.
Yes, it does.
So in our last stream on YouTube, we made fun of RFK because he's an idiot, grifter piece of shit that likes to try and kill children by telling them that vaccines don't work. And then we made fun of him because he's a fucking prick. YouTube goes, that's COVID misinformation. Because they're a bunch of cunts. Because YouTube's a bunch of misinforming cunts that like to protect the people that make the money, because grifter people make them money. So we best support them and the people that don't make that much money that are trying to debunk them, because people get more intrigued by knobheads than they do debunkers. Well, we best fuck them off, shouldn't we?
Yes, what we need more of on YouTube is more conspiracies and less people debunking them.
They didn't even tell me what fucking part of the stream it was on.
It was somewhere in the 0 to 5.5 hours mark.
Yeah, it's just somewhere in there. Just defend yourself. It's great. Even on it, it goes, maybe you should think about other community guidelines. And it's like, well, you tell me, right? You're the one that's blocked my video. What the fuck have I done? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you end up having to use your repeal on the video to ask what the fuck is wrong and where is it. Oh, you can't appeal anymore.
So, the good folks over at Super Spoons are telling me to go on kick, so we'll see what happens. But today, you've come to join us to talk, so while we talk about pedophilia in the Catholic Church, isn't this a fun topic? It's always the best topic, isn't it?
Cancelled. Sorry. Just from that point, get cancelled.
Yeah.
You can't say the P word.
Now, we'll talk more about the Crimmins document in the second part, but, you should always keep in mind about the Crimmins Solicitates document that they used from 1961. Was it 63, 67?
61
to 2001. But actually, it's a mandate that started in, 1921 or something, or 1918 or something. And it was just a continuation of that mandate, because it was how to get people off with fucking animals, fucking people in the church, and children. And homosexuality.
Or as they just called them, sexual discrepancies. And
so this ginger knobhead that we did the video, the fat angry gay here sent him some tweets, didn't you?
I sent him a few.
And one of them actually involved the Crimmins document, and he goes, well, it just says penitents, it doesn't say children, so you're lying.
The best one was, and hopefully it'll be visible in the thumbnail with his name. I'm sorry, I designed it badly.
He's getting better.
He came back with, here's a Wikipedia article on it that is more balanced.
Yeah.
I'm like, Wikipedia is more balanced than reality.
No. It's not that in reality. Wikipedia is more balanced than the church the document came from. Come on.
I mean, this is a document that's signed at the bottom, right?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
I can't quite remember. I mean, well, in the second part, we'll go more into specific things it said about how priests shouldn't be held to any vow of truth telling in any of these proceedings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or threat of excommunication if you tell anyone, because you don't want to burn in hell, do you? Just because the priest fucked you.
It does say go to the authorities, doesn't it?
No.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Shocker.
No, it says go to the church. Because as Mr. Holdsworth will say, we've got to let Catholics deal with Catholic problems because they always do so well, don't they? Slavery, World War II with the Jews, Inquisition. I don't know. Going around Africa telling everyone that condoms cause AIDS and help it pass through.
It'll filter out the stuff that you want and the stuff that you don't want. We'll go straight through. Yes, thanks.
Limbo was always fun, wasn't it? If children died too young, then children just suffers forever in limbo, making everybody feel bad that believes in it. So that's fun, because the church does good things for them, but it's always about doing the best things for people. And not themselves, like selling indulgences or anything. You know what I mean? Because, I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm not supposed to go too far into the future. I'm too far into the past to talk about things they've done.
No.
So I'll just keep it to recent things.
The past is over, so.
Yeah.
Let's put it in the context. It's let's put the rapist in charge of deciding what rape is.
Yeah, it's not even just let's put the rapist in charge of deciding what's rape is. Let's put the rapist in charge of deciding what happens to the rapists. like moving them about.
And the victims.
Yeah, and you know, the families
Yeah.
that aren't involved, the clergy, the nuns, you know, the apologists, the real victims. Brian Holdsworth,
He's
real
the
victim.
Yeah.
He's the real victim of all this.
I can't decide whether he was like molested by a priest, molested by a child, or he did it to himself. He is a victim, right? Because
No. You don't understand. He wasn't affected by any of it personally.
Oh.
He's just part of the church, and then people having a go at him affects it. Spoil too much of the video. It's fun.
Well,
it's
yeah.
fun. I sing, we dance, we love, we laugh, whatever.
Just say the word and you're forgiven, and have no fear 'cause he is risen. Before you realize the rapture ensues. In this world in front of me, becomes a fading memory. Rejoice just as the choir sings. Rejoice now. Tell me of again. Under the desert sun, and it only makes you stronger when they're fucking with your head. When they're fucking with your head, and it only makes you stronger. Forgiveness, it helps you when you're dead.
Oh, I feel like general chit chat has failed. Should we get on?
I'd say it was achieved of some sort. We had a go at something. That'll do. That's a chit chat for me.
I've been editing all day, so my gumption's lost. I need something to rev me up.
Well, I found just the video.
You did, I.
Yeah, our ginger friend makes a return.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone who's watching any of the vids after or watching live right now will remember the ginger friend, so...
The ginger. You guys ever hear anything about that guy fucking an ostrich?
No, I heard it was Boots who fucked the ostrich.
No. The ginger fucked an ostrich.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Don't know.
You'll see. He's a delight.
He's a special Catholic.
Yeah.
Not child fiddly kind.
No.
But that's definitely what the video's about.
It seems like you don't have to look very far to hear about another scandal in the Catholic Church these days, with sexual exploitation and abuse being persistent themes in these stories. And for those of us who care to see this kind of thing stopped in the church, I think it's fair to say that a lot of us feel helpless to properly address it.
So it's so bad, you know, that you're part of a church that has institutionalized child rape, like, built into the code. And, like, you know, you're, like, elevating people to pope that get people off of child abuse and just send them to other dioceses to go fuck other kids.
I've heard so many comics doing bits about this new pope. Oh, isn't it scary? This new pope used to be a Nazi? And you go, not when you look at their track record side by side. The Nazis versus the Catholic Church. The Nazis only lasted a dozen years, and they get their ass handed to them in a high hat. Catholic Church has a far more prosperous and prestigious record of murder and torture and tyranny and oppression and nonsense. Not to mention the kid fucking, and they're still around and more popular than ever. I'd be far more afraid to hear someone go, you know that new Nazi? He used to be a pope. No shit. I'm fucking out of here. That guy's dangerous.
Because, you know,
It's just what you do for the
you're
Lord.
a group of people that have a large subsection of its upper management that are all pedophiles, and you know, and you
For this case, they'll just call them, you know, child abusers and child predators. Yeah,
I'd like to call them child fuckers. How about that? The child fuckers, they fuck children.
Some of them don't go the whole way, you know. Some of them will do the pictures and stuff.
Don't care, they're still child fuckers. That child's fucked.
Stop! Blasphemer!
But yeah, either, you know, physically or mentally.
And, like, you know, it's so powerless to stop it, is it? Have you ever investigated the preacher that you go see? You ever even asked him if he likes to fuck kids to see what his response is? You ever done that? You ever done that with any of the church officials that like come into your church? And like, if you all do it on mass as well, you know, mass. Like, you know what? You guys could do something about it. Like, you could, when you find out about a pedophile priest that gets taken somewhere else, you know, like, you could then follow them and then harass them there as well, instead of just like going, oh, mind me, I can't believe it's happened again in my perfect little church.
I feel powerless to do anything about it, but.
Butt drugs. They love butt drugs. Butt drugs. Butt drugs.
I love butt drugs.
When an atheist says something I don't like, I go online and I make a video and I tell the world how I feel and I expose this atheist for saying these things, or the group of atheists that I'm just going to take a random statement from one and say all of them have said it.
Well, now let's be fair to the man. Let's be fair to this ginger Jesus. Right? He's made a video about it. Maybe that's what he says. Maybe that's what the video's about.
I would certainly hope so, having
And
not
part
watched
of what is preventing us from doing so is that unsympathetic voices are often the first and loudest to tell us what to think about these kinds of events.
Wow.
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 Wow. Wow.
unsympathetic people who get outraged at children.
Children are, they're like children, but they're bigger and they're webbed.
Being raped in the church.
Yeah, no, it's really bad that, like, you know, people attack people that fuck kids. It's so coming from a group of people that like to harp on about how they're the ultimate morality.
Yeah, they have the moral compass made by
Yeah,
God.
yeah, that like
it always points north for them.
No, some unsympathetic people. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm unsympathetic to a church who likes to let people get away with child rape, like a lot, all the time, in fact.
Go to blue alert.
What for? There's no one too alert. We're all here.
I would just feel more comfortable if I know that we're all on our toes because everyone's aware it's a blue alert situation.
We all are on our toes.
I want to go to blue alert.
Okay.
Thank you. Bit of professionalism.
Oh my God, where's the remote? I need the remote. I need it quickly. The TV's gonna turn off. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die.
Step up to red alert.
Sir, are you absolutely sure? It does mean changing the bulb.
No, that's fine.
Here, energy-saving TVs because the environment matters. Carrying on with this fucker though. Unsympathetic voices.
Yeah.
Right, I hate children. I don't like children at all.
Yeah.
Right? If I see one fall off a bike, I'd probably have a giggle if they were alright and they weren't needing medical attention.
I know, I'd probably still have a giggle.
Can't help it, it's built in. But if they needed medical attention, I'd help them. And if they get raped, I get upset.
Yeah, it's the weird thing about injustice. It's supposed to make you get all full of invective and go, "How dare you, you son of a bitch!" Not go, "Oh well, you know, these people that don't like the church, they really, you know, I get, you know, they want to tell us what to think and say about this." It's like, I don't know, for a group that talks about fucking objective morality so much, it seems like it should be pretty ill built. You should all be like, "Oh, that's really bad." Yeah,
it is. It is pretty bad, isn't it? I mean, himself is saying that it's bad. Right? Child rape's bad, right? He's saying that, isn't he? Is that what he's saying?
I don't know. We haven't gotten into enough of the video yet.
Fair enough.
And it often isn't out of a concern for the good of Catholics or of the church.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were supposed to do it. So we were supposed to do it for the good of all Catholicism. I'm sorry. I thought bitching and moaning about it and pointing it out and making fun of people like you would try to make defenses for people like that was defending Catholics. The Catholic children that are brought in by their Catholic parents that are supposed to trust their Catholic priest, who then fucks them. Sorry, I thought being vocal about it and not letting this issue die away and like poking fun at it all the time to keep it in some sort of conscious, like, you know, like zeitgeist. That's the word. You know, I thought that was the point, was to try and help protect Catholic children. I didn't realize that it was, we have to protect all the Catholics, not just the ones that are being systematically abused.
And protect the church itself.
Oh yeah, I forgot. The church has to save face. I'm sorry. The church has to save face. The church can't look bad. It only lets it happen. It only writes it into documents that this is how we will excommunicate you if you do anything about the fact that your priest raped you. We'll excommunicate you so you burn in hell.
Yeah, that thing that we've taught you to be fearful of and you believe.
Yeah, so we're going to send you there for like opening your mouth about the fact that one of our priests raped you, or a cardinal, or a bishop, or whatever, or your Nazi pope, or whatever he was.
Yeah, and I like the way that he's put this into an order of importance. It's not about protecting the Catholics. It's not about protecting the Catholic Church, and as he mentioned, children.
No, he doesn't.
No.
So I think that influence is distorting our perception, and that's a problem because it's Catholics who will either fix this problem or continue to feel helpless in relation to it.
Meanwhile,
God, holy and divine, from above, He'll be exalting you and love. It's life's freshest reward. It's salvation as the Lord moves into you. The Vatican will soon be sending another priest. The Vatican will pretend to try at least. Try not to remember, those memories will linger on. And love will hurt forevermore. It's a happy smile that used to lure you through that door. It's God's love, filling you with God's love. Really, personally, I would think that it wouldn't be Catholics and it would be the authorities, mainly. The police. Whatever your government's version of the FBI is. But because you people have been around so long and stolen so much money off everyone that they keep in all the vaults down underneath, the Vatican, with all your priceless things, pieces of art and things that they've stolen from people over the centuries.
Yeah,
right?
lots and lots of gold.
Yeah. All that stuff, right? You would have thought that... Sorry, I messed up what I was saying. No. So, you've been around for a long time. You have all this shit that you've plundered from everyone down there. So you guys can buy your way out of any situation. Because with the Holy Church, you don't want to... It's like it's like a mafia organization. You want to piss off the church.
It is basically a mafia.
Well, yeah. I mean, wasn't that the whole point of Martin Luther nailing his stop selling fucking indulgences on the door? You've he did his own version. If you turn my father's house into a den of thieves. Because you guys were a den of thieves. And now you're a den of child rapists.
And either you are one of the child rapists, or you're somehow trying to defend the church against accusations.
Oh, fucking Catholics do this shit all the time. It's like that fucking debate.
Arguing for the motion, the Archbishop of Abuja in Nigeria, John Onaikan, the British Conservative MP, Anne Widdecombe. Arguing against the motion, the actor, broadcaster and author Stephen Fry, and the journalist and commentator Christopher Hitchens.
Wasn't that debate about, was the church a force for good in the world?
Yeah.
For this Intelligence Squared debate on the Catholic Church is a force for good in the world.
Of course, Christopher Hitchens is right, and who could possibly dispute with him that the abuse of children, of innocent children, is one, in fact, it is the worst offence that anybody can commit. Of that, no doubt. But again, he seems to think that the Catholic Church should have had some unique insight which demonstrably was lacking in society as a whole, and I'll give examples, at the time. Let's remember that in the 1970s, not the Crusades, not the sack of Constantinople, but in the 1970s, the National Council for Civil Liberties in this country allowed the paedophile information exchange to affiliate to it. And the National Council for Civil Liberties had extremely respectable people at its head, including Harriet Harman and Patricia Hewitt. Would anybody seriously say that they condone child abuse? They were acting in the ignorance of the time. And it was only in the mid-1990s, and don't I know it because I was in the Home Office at the time, that we actually introduced in this country a register of sex offenders. Do not expect the Catholic Church somehow, when that was the state of knowledge at the time, to have acted in a unique and completely different way. In retrospect, yes, of course. In retrospect, yup. In retrospect, it should have done. So should the National Council of Civil Liberties. But when we ask whether the Catholic Church is a force for good, let's just try to imagine a world today without, for example, the billions of pounds that are poured into overseas aid by the Catholic Church, contributing year on year more than any single nation. Imagine the developing world had been left without the input of the medicine and the education that was brought to it by the missions. Imagine the absence of those collections Sunday upon Sunday for famine relief. Imagine the absence of the church in the local community. What is the church? It is its members. It is the nuns and the monks and the priests and the lay workers and the congregations. It is not just the hierarchy of the church. And I believe that the church to which I belong is a massive, massive force for good. But let us not just keep the debate at that level. I knew somehow that when we were here tonight, we would be discussing child abuse and condoms. They came in the end. I almost thought we were going to get through an entire speech without condoms from Christopher Hitchens, but we got them at the end. If he has a creed, it would be, I believe in condoms. So, but that is not what the Catholic Church is about. It isn't only about the physical relief of the poor. It isn't only about the work it does on earth, but it is the message that it preaches. And that message is
Jesus Christ is my nigger.
One of hope. That message is one of salvation.
Oh, I know you brought up the child raping. Oh, I know you do this and that. It's like, well, of course, that's the point. You are part of an organisation that condones child rape and child fucking.
But on the other hand, we must remember, as the point that was made, is that the church is very loose on moral evils, because although they try to accuse people like me who believe in the empiricism and the Enlightenment of somehow what they call moral relativism, as if it's some appalling sin, where what it actually means is thought, they, for example, thought that slavery was perfectly fine. Absolutely okay, and then they didn't. They thought until the year 2000 that a baby went to limbo, causing unbelievable distress to parents whose child died. Okay. Unbelievable distress. And then, with a wave of the hand and a stamp of a seal, it was no longer true. Something that had been eternally, or at least true for 2,000 years, suddenly wasn't. Because the truth is complicated. It's hard. And what is the point of the Catholic Church if it says, oh, well, we couldn't know better because nobody else did? Then what are you for?
Okay.
And of course you're going to bring up the bad things we do.
Yeah. Oh, you don't. Or was it Stephen Fry? Oh, of course you mentioned the bad things you do. You didn't mention when I walked your dog and looked after your child the other week. You know what I mean? Right.
I'm slightly disappointed that Anne Widdecombe in particular should say, oh, I knew they'd bring up condoms and child rape and homosexuality. It's a bit like a burglar in court, so you would bring up that burglary and that manslaughter. You never mention the fact I give my father a birthday present. You know, it's, yes, are you getting the message? There is a reason we hammer home these issues, because they matter.
Brian Holdsworth.
To try to address this
church scandals, the true cause. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun.
I'm glad someone's got to the bottom of it, especially when he felt so helpless at the beginning.
I know, it's amazing how when you feel really helpless, you can find the true cause, right? And the true cause, like, to be honest, that is all I watched this video before I decided I was doing it. I haven't watched anything else, so I don't know anything else that man says from forward on. I'm not telling you to tell me. I'm just saying that's all I needed to see before I knew, no, fuck this guy. Like, you know, last time we did a video, you know, it's some hearty japes, you know, it's just joking, you know, the usual YouTube banter. But now I legitimately hate this man.
It gets better.
Oh, you want to help the children not get raped? You don't care about our feelings. How dare you?
You want to help the children. Think of the church. Protect the church. The church will certainly protect the children like it has for all these years.
Hey, buddy. What's wrong?
A lot.
I'm Robbie Barkley, and this has been Hollywood.
Take it easy, bro.
I'm not your bro.
Jesus said, suffer the little children come unto me. That's not what he was talking about.
this problem fairly. It might help to remove the church from the equation and our excessive sympathies or hostilities along with it. So let's talk about...
What? I'm going to have to listen to that again.
To try to address this problem fairly, it might help to remove the church from the equation and our excessive sympathies or hostilities along with it.
So if we just remove the church from the equation, so if we remove the structure and the way they do things, like I always forget the name of the document that actually talks about how, you know, you threaten them with excommunication, how you move the priests about. It's what Nazi Pope did before. Don't look it up; it's hard to find.
Fair enough.
I'll put it in the stream if I find it, in the video if I find it. Like you. If I don't find it, it's just gonna be a bag of dicks or something.
It's just gonna be me looking at the stream.
Anyway, right. So that institution that has that in place for these people to do it. That's what Pope Nazi was doing before. Oh, he's not a Nazi. He was in the Hitler Youth. It's whatever. It's close enough, right?
It's true enough.
Okay, before he was Pope, he was the head of what is left of the Spanish Inquisition, right? And it's like an internal, you know, it's like I don't know, it's like the IPCC over here, or Internal Affairs in America for the church, right? And Johnny Pope, that's why he quit, you know. He didn't quit because he didn't want to be Pope anymore. He quit because everybody kept on going, hey, it's that guy that keeps on getting all the fucking clerics and fucking shit off with all the child fucking. Look at him. Look at that Nazi up there getting everybody off with child fucking, being the just direct fucking proponent and spoken, the only person on earth that God speaks to, and he's a Nazi and he gets people away from child fucking. They got rid of him because it's, you know, That's why they got the nice liberal, oh, do you know what? Hey, everybody goes to heaven. Don't worry, the gays are okay and all that stuff that he said.
That is something he said recently that's annoyed people. The gays are fine. We're fine with gays now.
Yeah, because he's trying to make the church look like the Church of England, where it's just like really inoffensive and it's not a place full of these stupidly big fucking cathedrals full of fucking child rapists that fucking, you know what I mean? Like, look at all this opulence and wealth. That's definitely what Jesus was talking about when he said it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to go to heaven. Look at all this opulence. It's fine, isn't it? Look at all of it. The church deserves money. If you come to God, the money comes.
People in a congregation must know that the outfit was financed by their donations, and it doesn't seem to bother them.
I always dress well.
I see.
So it's not
those
that
gators?
Those are lizards.
Lizards?
Yes.
Where do they run?
They don't run, they crawl.
And I see you got a lot of bling.
I like gold. The people want you to look well.
That's what pimps say about their women.
Jesus dressed very well.
Come on, where is the biblical evidence?
When he was born, they brought him gold. They brought him gold. He was not poor.
So my image of Jesus as a man who championed the poor and walked around in simple garb, that's wrong?
It was linen. It was fine linen.
Really?
Yeah.
But Jesus constantly preaches against rich people.
The Bible does not speak against being rich.
Jesus does.
No.
Very plainly.
No.
Jesus was very, very against the rich.
He never preached against being poor. Blessed are the poor in spirit.
No, he preached against being rich.
No. He said that it's better for a rich man than a rich man to enter.
It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom.
Okay, but now things like houses and cars and clothes and money, they come as a result of my seeking God first.
I don't remember that in the New Testament specifically.
But it's there.
That passage about
I remember it.
The houses and the cars and the clothes, they'll come.
Yeah. Money comes. Money happens, you know.
Well, money happens for you because they're giving it up to you. You're not giving it up to them.
As a matter of fact, let me set the record straight. I do not receive a salary from the church. I do not take a salary from the church.
You take it right out of the pot.
No.
That's what Jesus said, isn't it? Yes, it is. But we just take the church out of it and we take everything that makes them what they are and why they. So you take the fact that, you know, there's rules around it. You take that away from it. So we don't want to talk about that. So we'll move that out of the equation, and we don't want to talk about the type of people they get to join the church because I don't know. It's really weird. It's like because these are the types that also get pissed off about. Oh, unisex bathrooms. They're gonna fuck the little children in there, you know, or whatever. Or the men are going to rape all the women, and the transes are going to rape everybody because it's a unisex bathroom. Meanwhile, they'll all go to a building every week with a suspected pedophile in the middle of it, and they're like, I'm just so powerless, I don't know what to do. Anyway, you trans bastard, get out of my bathroom! You son of a bitch! You evil demon!
Yeah, let's just go to the place where the accused pedophile stands and talks to you for an hour.
Yeah.
And then has to put things into your mouth, including your children's mouths.
And
let's be a youth group with them.
Let's take away the church that makes them be the priest be celibate and doesn't let them fuck anything. You know what I mean? So they get sexually frustrated and they're gonna wrestle with the demons because they don't know what to do because they're just a fucking human put in an insanely strange situation.
Yeah, as you say, abstinence makes the church grow fondler. It does.
Yeah. So if we just take the church out of the equation.
Let's talk about the education system for a second, because this is obviously something that happens in schools. Most of us can admit that a system of education is a good, worthwhile, and noble thing to support. But there are also those who see it as something that they can exploit for their own selfish ends, even going so far as abusing their own students.
Right. I'm going to say right now, if you go to a school, right, and say a student has been raped by a teacher and it gets found out, there's a few ways it gets found out and gets reported. You know, counsellors know child behaviours, blah, blah, blah. And then there's a system in place to follow to protect that child and to protect all the other children in the building. And it ends up getting reported to the police. The police come in.
Yeah, and then they arrest them.
They arrest them on suspicion.
And then if they got proof, they go to prison.
Yeah. That's the way it happens in the school. The school won't try and hide it for the simple fact that they will all be implicated, and they don't have like a Vatican worth of wealth behind them to buy their way out.
Yeah, it's not like you go, hey, right, so it's always the gym teacher, right? So the gym teacher's, you know, he's making the little girls run around playing netball with no shirts on or whatever, always climbing into everybody's fucking changing rooms, having a good gussy for no fucking reason, licking the lips or whatever.
Yeah,
that was personally... my pedophile gym teacher was a lesbian.
I had one, right, and to be honest, it was fine. if I'd have been a victim, I'd have probably been fine with it at the time. I was like, I like that teacher. But all the other students like, come on, boys, set your towels down. Like,
yeah. You've
all got the same thing. But why do you want to look at it?
Yeah, but did you report him?
We all just thought it was creepy and laughed at him.
Yeah, but did you report him?
No.
Well, why not?
12. I didn't really know any better. I didn't know what a pedophile was at the time.
Yes, because there was no pedophiles in the early 2000s.
No, I just didn't know at the time. No one would ever give me the speech of if someone touches you inappropriately, come report it. People don't like talking about that stuff with the kids, you know, when they're raising them. They don't like talking about sex and things like that. They're predators, blah, blah, blah.
I don't know. People are pretty open and honest about, hey, don't get in cars with strangers. They might want to touch you in a naughty place.
Yeah.
Like, hey, where on the doll did they... right? You know, like...
That normally comes after being touched.
I don't know, maybe because I'm older and Michael Jackson first happened when I was a kid. Everybody was wary of pedophiles. Because it could be anyone.
Yeah. But like, it happens in a school. There's a system in place to protect the children. And the police come in and they get them. They investigate it.
Yeah, but you already said that. I was in the middle of an analogy. Right. So, like I was saying, it's not like the school goes, hey, fucking... That gym teacher... doing, you know, making little girls run with the shirts off or whatever, and, you know, doing all this shit, right? The police will come in. The superintendent comes in then and he goes, oh, well, we don't want to tarnish the name, so you best move away. We'll move you to another school, and don't you do it again.
Yeah,
That's totally what happens with schools. It's exactly the same as the church. They do exactly the same thing. They just come in and sweep them under the rug. No, of course they don't!
There's a school in Gambia. They don't have an extradition treaty. We're going to send you there.
Yeah.
Right. And we're going to, you know, pay you to live there. And we're going to get you training so you can speak the local language.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. They get arrested. They get investigated. And if they're guilty, they get prison sentences.
Aye.
Done.
Let's get more than 20 seconds into this video.
Now, does this mean that there's something wrong with the aims of education? No. It means that there's something wrong with those who would try to exploit it and in turn corrupt its institutions. So...
Oh, right. So, you people who take your instruction on morals and how you're supposed to live your life and, you know, how to save your soul and not tarnish it, they're fucking kids. And, like, you're like, oh, well, you know, the aims that they're doing are still good. No, it's not. Because, I don't know, they're being hidden shielded from the church, from the repercussions of the heinous, objectively bad actions that you would like to say, Mr. Because God exists, we all have objective morality. Well, this is objectively bad, isn't it? Isn't that what it is? I know your Bible says, hey, you save the little untouched girls for yourself and literally kill everyone else, eh, Joshua? You know what I mean? So I suppose maybe that's why they don't give a shit. The Bible says to fuck kids.
It doesn't say anywhere not to.
No, it actually says to do it.
So that's objectively moral by the Bible's point of view, right?
Yes. God directs them to do it.
So these would be, let's say, good aims, right? By Bible standards.
I mean, that's what the Bible says. You kill the men, you kill the boys, you kill the men who've known a woman. You've killed the woman who've known a man, and the ones that don't know a man, well, you take them for yourself.
Yeah, so it's objectively moral from his point of view, and it has to be.
Oh well, then fucking jobs are good, and we know it's just puzzle solved. We don't need to do this video anymore. It's just okay. It's I didn't realise. Sorry. Funny thing, I thought it was bad, but the Bible says that it's okay.
The Bible says. But that's why this video exists. It's making out like, you know, but please stop blaming the church. And it's like, it's really just saying, well,
just leave my church alone. I know they fuck lots of kids, but could you please stop making fun of them and pointing it out, because it really hurts my touchy widow feelings because he's a little snowflake.
And what did I tell you, Cal? I told you if we didn't make it back in time for Christmas, I was gonna whoop your ass, didn't I?
Dude, come on.
Well, now you're gonna get it, motherfucker. That's right. You and me, right now. We're having it out. Let's go. Come on. Come on.